Good evening. Hold on, I forgot. I was going to play something.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please?
Good evening and welcome to Let's Talk Shop with Russ. Had to do that for a little entry there. So glad to have y'all all here. Wasn't here last week. My wife and I spent the weekend together for our anniversary. So, and if you hear crickets for real, it's because I have some of them over there next to me. So just letting you know.
Crickets?
They're not play crickets. They're real crickets.
That reminds me, I got to mute my phone then.
Yeah. My son moved out and left a stupid lizard here, and I'm having to take care of him. So in order to feed him, you have to give him crickets. Well,
I've got two big dogs. I'll trade you.
Yep,
I had to get one of these damn cricket keepers to keep the crickets alive so I could feed the dead, burned, stupid lizard.
Why not just feed the lizard to the local birds?
Yeah.
The crickets we have will eat the lizard.
Eat that lizard fast.
Yeah. So anyway, so if you hear the crickets, they're real crickets. We're not playing games. They're real. Because I was just listening to them a few minutes ago. But anyway, we had a real good time last weekend. My wife and I, we shared our 17th wedding anniversary. I got her some really nice earrings. Matter of fact, they're insured. So in case she loses them. Yeah. And I kid you not. Yeah. But
I thought that was the deal. I thought that was the deal you made with her so you could buy the laser.
No.
Am I wrong about that?
No, that's not.
Okay.
That wasn't the deal. That wasn't the deal. Actually, I told you all this before. We have a really cool setup. When her and I got married, she had her own home. I had my own home. Mine was bigger, so we moved the kids in here. But she had her own bank account. She had her own credit cards, and we made a deal. We're going to keep it the same way. She has her own stuff. If she wants to go out tomorrow, well, she did. She bought that Camaro. She wants to go out and buy a brand new Camaro. I don't care. She's making the payments. I'm not. And if I want to buy a brand new laser, she don't care. As long as I'm making the payment, she don't care. So she really don't say anything, and I don't say anything to her about buying anything. I can have pretty much all I want, anything I want, as long as it don't get repossessed. So, but anyway, had a really good time. Before we go any further, I'll remind you about my sponsors, and they are Devobal Technologies for web design and development and hosting. Visit devobal.com. FastCap innovative products for professional woodworker. Go to fastcap.com. Rockler, 60 years in woodworking. Create with confidence. Visit rockler.com. Bearwood Supply Company, your best choice for hard-to-find woodworking supplies. Go to bearwood.com. Klingspor, the sanding specialist, woodworkingshop.com. And Seiko, the scroll saw specialist, seiko.com. And don't forget, if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe. I would appreciate it. Subscribe. So you can subscribe. Also, hit the thumbs up. That's it. Give me a thumbs up. Thumbs up. And if you hit that little bell up there, it'll remind you anytime I post a video or we go live. So that's all I got to say about that. And if y'all will remind me, because last week we did not do it, Gerald Vance was supposed to give, or not last week, it was actually the week before when he was on here. Gerald Vance was supposed to give a free set of woodworking plans away, and we forgot about it. So we're going to give them away tonight. I just got to let him know who's the winner. And you must be subscribed to his channel, Appalachian Heritage Woodshop on YouTube, or you're ineligible. So if you want to set up free woodworking plans from Gerald, go right now if you're not already and subscribe to his YouTube channel. And then we will give, I ain't figured out how we're going to give them away. We'll have to decide that during the show. So be thinking about that. I think we'll just let people answer a question. We'll do Brenda's little thing. Brenda does that where she calls out, has a number, and you write the highlights and stuff in it. Yeah. We'll do Brenda's little, I'll steal Brenda's idea for the show. So anyway, but that's what we're just going to talk tonight. I had asked a few people, and they did not respond back to me about being on the show tonight. So we're just going to kind of wing it. That's all I can say for tonight. Let's go through the panel and let them introduce themselves. Brenda.
I'm Brenda G. of Brenda G's Designs. You'll find me about any place on the internet if you look up Brenda G's Designs. I have a Facebook group. I have a YouTube channel. And on my YouTube channel, I do a live stream on Thursday nights with a feller named Matt Hawes. And we have a lot of fun there. It's called Mind Equals Blown every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern. I hope everybody will join us there. We do giveaways and have a lot of fun. And I do some comedy and crafting on my channel.
Great. Paul.
Paul Corliss from Paul's Messy Workshop. You can find me at Paul's Messy Workshop on YouTube, on Instagram, and here on Saturday night and during the week trying to clean my messy workshop.
Yeah, it needs some work.
Oh, it's terrible.
Al.
That's me. Al Forte, Kilroy 79763, all over the place. I stream on Twitch 2 p.m. Sundays at the same Kilroy 79763, and you can find me all over the place as Kilroy 79763. Even if I move to a different zip code, Brenda already asked me this. It'll still be 79763. Great to be here.
Cool. Dixon.
Hi, I'm Dixon Hoffman, and you can find me at hoffmansignsandDecals.com, and I do a lot of 3D printing, and if you don't subscribe, I'm going to burn your retina.
Yeah, he's got to show you that in a little bit. He made a flashlight. What'd you say, 9,000?
10,000 looms.
Looms.
Yeah, I made a mistake. It's 10,000.
Is that looms?
Loons. Flying loons. Looms.
The loom train.
Just real quick, we got Aussie Man, Bill's out there, Lynn's Handcrafted Wood Signs, Herb Scrolling Station, Jason Rutschelhoff.
Hello.
Hello, Jason. I'm just going to call you Jason because I know I'm destroying your last name. Like I said, Aussie Man.
Mrs. Mitchell, the Loom Knitter.
Oh, Mitchell
Yep,
Loom Knitter.
this Mitchell Loom Knitters out there. James Parker, I believe, is out there. I thought I saw him. Dan Inge from Dan Inge Woodworking.
Michelle
Friendly
Marcoux.
Wicked Truth.
Bonsoir, Michel.
Rick St. Louis. He's all out there. Some old guy from Old Cranky Workshop. I wish he wouldn't come around. I don't like old cranky people.
He's a
You
jerk.
got your business cards.
Yeah.
My lawn.
Those are just a few of them out there that I got a chance. Chris, tell us where we can find you.
Hey guys, I'm that jerk from the Old Cranky Workshop. He hangs around in the chat too much. Maybe he shouldn't do that. Anyways, you find me on YouTube and Facebook, and usually out in the shop during the day. So that's about all I got.
Yeah, it's nice not to have to freeze your cojones off and be able to work in the warmth, ain't it?
Even though I'm working up a sweat, I'm loving every second of it.
Yeah.
So no more tripping over the gas heater in the middle of the shop. So
Yeah. Oh, by the way, that reminds me. I was talking to Bill earlier today. You know, in Australia, it is actually winter.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Cold in Australia.
yeah, it's cold as yeah. So yeah, it's cold in Australia. So he was saying this morning. I told him, I said, it's hot as Hades here in Florida. We're praying for winter, and he's praying for summer.
I'll send
We
him my
don't.
old long underwear. I don't need it anymore.
Yeah, I was going to say you spent part of. Did you moved here after the first of the year, or were you here before Christmas?
Before Christmas, we hit October.
Yeah. Okay.
No.
So you've seen part of our winter. We don't get a winter down here. Do we?
I have been wearing shorts with the exception of maybe 3 times since I got
Yeah.
here.
I would hope that it would. I mean, if our winter would be all year long, I would love it.
Yeah.
I mean, that'd be the perfect scenario. But it's been pretty hot. I've been out there working. I can't stand a wet shirt, and Fat Boy sweats a lot. So I'll go out and do some yard work, and I'll come back in and get some water and Gatorade and rehydrate, and I'll change shirts and put a dry shirt on and go back up. So I'll go through 3 or 4 shirts in the process of working out in the front yard because I can't stand to have a wet shirt on me. But anyway, yeah, he was saying it's winter, and I did not know that. I mean, I've heard people say that before, but I did not know when we're having summer, they're having winter. That's pretty cool.
They're miserable.
Yeah, and Jim, tell us where we can find you. And you got a sidekick there tonight, I see.
Yeah,
yeah.
Jim Bashir's from Driveway Workshop, and been working. She's staring over here. What? You see yourself there, Emmy? Yeah. So my sidekick is Emmy. That's my granddaughter.
Hi, Emmy.
Been working on the whirly gig all day today and doing the same thing you guys were just talking about. I swear my shirt was just like you could wring the sweat out of it. It's so bad here. But it's been raining here for about 5 days in a row now. So, and we've had 2 tornado warnings go off today. So
James wanted to know if it was. We got a lot. We got some rain here, but not nothing really, really, really bad. Our bad storm came. Was it Wednesday? I think it was Wednesday. My daughter lost power all night. It actually took out the transformer for their street, so they lost power for hours overnight, I think. And then I know it's bad because when I went down Highway 60 going towards Tampa, several trees along the road were snapped and not on the ground, up about 6 or 8 foot off the ground. They were snapped and laying over. That's a good sign of maybe not a tornado, but high level winds to be able to snap a tree like that. So that was I think it was Wednesday when we got all that rain. So
we had somebody here about 10 miles from us down Route 30 posted a picture of a tornado. So they had one that was pretty close.
Where'd
but
Brenda
not this
go?
time.
Brenda must have hit the wrong button.
Sounds like me.
Yeah, because she didn't say goodbye.
No, I think she fell asleep and fell down on her keyboard and it knocked her out.
Sweet.
Oh,
Come back,
also,
Brenda.
yeah, you did mention that, Paul. Yeah, Whirly Gig Wars is still going on. We're going to extend it for at least. Huh?
Power went off.
Her power went out?
Yeah, she lost power.
Holy crap,
she
we just
lost
talked about
power.
power going out. Her power goes out.
I'm surprised ours didn't today. It was really, really bad here.
Holy crap. Dan says it's 101 degrees in Sacramento, California today.
Ooh, baby.
Woo! 101. Yeah, we're going to extend Whirly Gig Wars. I'll be posting that in the next few days for 2 more weeks into July. The reason being, there's several reasons. I have really been busy. I haven't heard from a lot of the sponsors, and it's kind of my fault also that I usually bug the crap out of them, and that's the reason I get their stuff. But I haven't had time this year to do follow-ups and stuff. I've just been so busy. For instance, this week my son's car broke down, and I had to. We let him borrow one of our vehicles, and I took his car to the shop and was having it fixed, and then he had our vehicle, my wife's car, so therefore she couldn't take his wife, our daughter-in-law, she's pregnant. She's due July 6th, and she had to go to doctor's appointments. Well, normally my wife will take her, or I will sometimes too. Well, I had to take her, period, because my wife didn't have a car, and my wife don't drive my truck. It's it's a Dodge Dually 4x4 with a extended cab and an 8-foot bed. It's a big truck. She don't drive it. She don't want to drive it. It's not the fact I wouldn't let her drive it. She just don't want to drive it. And so I ended up taking her to a doctor's appointment. So my week has just been super duper busy. So anyway, so that'll give me an extra chance. It'll give you an extra chance to make entries into the Whirly Gig Wars, and it'll give me an extra chance to start bugging the crap out of these sponsors to find out what prizes we're going to get. So
Okay, and then you can take these ones.
so it'll be. I'm thinking like the 14th. I think I looked at it, and the 14th of July is a Saturday.
Look. So
Nope, I was wrong. It's the 17th of July. So it will be extended until the 17th of July. And I'll go back and make the changes on the website. I've just been super busy. So James Parker says, buy a Chevy, Russ. I do. My wife does own a Chevy. She owns a Camaro.
And you can fit the drill press on it. And you can fit a drill press on it.
No,
Yeah, but I can fit a drill press in it.
He likes to use it for lumber.
Yeah.
The big old planks, those 2x10s.
Yeah, no, I have my truck is a Dodge Ram 3500, 4x4, 8-foot bed, extended cab, 4-door. Yeah, it's a big boy. It's got a Cummins diesel in it, and take your Chevy and put it where the sun don't shine. Because I got just as good a truck as any Chevy. I'll put it alongside the Chevy, and I'll drag them down the road screaming and crying.
I don't know. I had a Chevy, put 105,000 miles on it, and the air conditioning never went out on it.
Yeah, mine did go out.
I had a Chevette, and I put lock washers on it and sold it as a Corvette.
There you go.
I did have an air conditioning problem, but that's normal. There's going to break down. You're going to have some. Not every truck is going to be perfect all of its life. You're going to have some kind of problems. The thing is the little problems don't bother me. You just don't want the rear end or the front end or the transmission or the engine to go bad. Those are the things that you don't want to happen. Those, because they end up costing the big bucks.
If you want to buy another dually like that, you're going to pay about 90 grand probably.
Well, let's put it this way. In 2005, when I bought my truck, and it was nice. Trust me, it was one of the nice ones. I paid $50,000 for that truck in 2005. Yeah, it was 49 something time everything was said and done. It was a little over $50,000. So my daughter-in-law Cheyenne, her father, they live out in Texas. Corey's wife, y'all know Corey the cop. Her father wore his Dodge out and bought a new one because he likes Dodges. And he bought a brand new Dodge with the diesel. And he bought one of those, what is it, Bighorn or Longhorns they have that's supposed to be their leather seats and all that kind of stuff. His was $100,000.
Ooh, big bucks.
Wow.
Traded in for a house.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and I was just looking after he told me that, I start typing in 1-ton Chevys, 1-ton Fords, 1-ton Dodges, and all of them now, you're right, Dixon, are running up there around 90 to 100, up to $110,000. Yeah.
Now, I can see the purpose of big trucks and dualies if you're in the trades and you need that.
Right.
But the guys who work in an office who buy those trucks, I don't get it. What are you trying to prove?
They're trying to.
Uh-oh, here it comes.
What are they trying? They're
Here we
trying
go.
to.
Remember
Yeah,
there's small ears
prove-
listening tonight.
I know they're trying to prove their manhood.
Right.
Yeah.
You have to have that bigger truck to haul notepads and stuff.
Yeah.
Posted
Now,
notes.
when I bought my truck in 2005, I was full blown into construction. I had
Well,
a
that
dump
makes
trailer.
sense then.
Yeah, I had a dump trailer that would carry
Brenda's
Thir-
back.
I think it was 13,000 pounds. I had a tractor with a front end loader and a backhoe on it, and a trailer that I would pull.
Yeah.
I had, then we were into the racing, so I had a full blown covered car trailer with a race car and all the tools and generator and all that kind of stuff in it that I was pulling. So yeah, I was pulling a lot of heavy stuff, and that's the reason I bought the truck. Was to
That
pull.
makes sense. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I
And you
bought
can write it
small-
off.
I
Business
got the
write off.
Ranger because I needed to carry my racing chair, or when I was playing basketball, my basketball chair, plus the day chair. So
Yeah.
it made sense for me to have it. Plus 4-wheel drive, New England weathers, I had to get through the snow. So,
Yep.
Yeah.
but
So
right
Write it
now,
off
I'm
as a
sitting in my
business.
driveway
When
with
I
the broken transmission seal. So,
Yeah, when I shut the construction company down and fully retired, I think it was in 2011 or whatever. I don't remember the exact year, 12. Anyway, I mean, I had the truck. I'm not going to get rid of it. And it's in excellent condition, excellent. The body's in good shape. The paint's in good shape. The interior's immaculate. Matter of fact, every time I go somewhere, like when they fixed the air conditioner, the guys at the place was like, one guy walked up to me and he says, "Hey, you want to sell it?" And I said, "So what?" And he goes, "Your truck." And I said, "Well, hell no, I ain't going to sell my truck." He goes, "Man, I'll make you a sweet deal." And, out of curiosity, I went somewhere, and I'm not going to say where, but I just went somewhere and pulled in, and I said, "Hey, what do you think I could get for this?" And they had the guy come out and looked at it, and he says, "Right now, you could probably get in the neighborhood of $50,000 for it." And I said, "Are you kidding me?" And he goes, "No." I said, "That's all I paid for the damn thing." I said, "I could turn around and sell this for almost what I trade." Or it wasn't outright cash. I could trade it in. You know how they work those little deals or whatever on trade-ins.
Sure.
Yeah, so I could pretty well trade it in on what I bought it for. So I'm like, wow. So, yeah, the truck only has 96,000 miles on it, and it's a 2005.
I was at over by Berkey's house. They've got a electric vehicle plant there that's just starting up, and they're going to make pickup trucks. And man, those things are nice looking. I was helping them start a conveyor line up for their little battery packs to assemble their battery packs. Oh God, those trucks are so. I wish I could.
The
get one
electric
of them.
truck.
All electric trucks. Yep.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd like that or not.
Starts with
which
an R,
one?
but I can't say because we got an NDA with them.
Which
Yeah.
model? Which model is it, Jim?
Starts with an R, and
The Rivian.
oh,
Rivian.
did I say? I didn't say that, did I?
Hey,
I'll
Britta,
tell
did
you,
you have the
I would-
power go out?
I'll tell
Yeah,
you,
I think
would-
somebody hit a pole or something because I heard some sirens going off. So,
I
Oh,
would buy
Well,
an
the funny thing
electric
about it was
vehicle.
we're sitting here talking about power going out. You took off.
I'd buy an electric vehicle in a heartbeat.
Yeah, an electric vehicle hit her house.
My,
Problem
my
I
with
wasn't
electric
gonna-
vehicles is- all right, I don't have a problem with electric vehicles. I think they're all right if you're doing to do short runs and everything. But you do realize that you have to plug them in, and what charges those are fossil fuel being
Sure.
run power
Absolutely.
plant.
yeah,
4 times more energy to build an electric car than a gas one,
you're right.
Yeah,
and resources
Today.
out of the planet.
Yeah, today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. I had a lady had built a house for. Built a house. I remodeled her house, remodeled 2 of her bathrooms, and did some other work. She back then had bought one of those Toyota hybrids that was partial electric and had a 3-cylinder motor in it. No, I take that back. It was a 4-cylinder. But what would happen is like when you would come to a stop sign, the motor it was weird. the motor would crank and run, and then when you took off, the motor would shut off and the electric would take over anyway. And while the motor was running, it was charging the batteries. It was a weird thing. And I was like, that's pretty cool. That could almost be smart as far as having the electric motor there. So if the batteries do go dead, you can go somewhere still. It's like you're not trapped, so to speak. And so that's pretty smart. Now, explain this to me. How come as you're running the tires down the road and they're going in circles and it's electricity that's running those, how come they can't self-charge?
They do.
They do when you're braking and stuff.
Yeah. Like the Chevy Bolt, it's an all electric vehicle.
Yeah.
And you can drive it in what they call one pedal configuration. And that means when you get ready to slow down, you let your foot off of the gas. And as the car you don't even touch the brake. And as the car slows down, it turns into a generator and it charges the battery.
Yeah, it's called.
Okay, so it's using the resistance of charging the batteries as almost a brake.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of slows it down.
Yeah. I'll tell you, I drove one quite a bit when my son had one, and it was a great little car.
Yeah.
If my wife could get in and out of one, we'd probably have one.
Yeah, those pickup trucks were so cool though. Before they had all the tooling and stuff in the plant, they had one mock-up one, and they had it out in the parking lot. And this thing would go from it was like a UFO, man.
Oh, they're fast.
They were doing donuts in the parking lot with it. Oh,
they're incredible.
Well, it's already been proven electric motors are stronger than gas motors. Look what trains are.
Oh yeah,
that diesel motor's only on there as a generator to power the electric motors running the wheels.
Yep, an electric vehicle, you got instant torque.
Harley Davidson has the fastest motorcycle in the world, and it's electric.
Yeah. Yep.
Harley Davidson. The only thing I would be concerned about is I want to know before I bought a truck like that is what's it going to cost me when I have to get new batteries put in it?
Well, but anymore, the batteries are good for 150,000 miles. And from what I've read, the best thing to do about buying an electric vehicle is to lease it.
Yeah.
And then turn it in, then you have to worry about it.
Jeff Walsma is out there. He was on our show a few weeks ago. Resistance is futile.
Yep.
It's probably going to go that way,
Chris Nealon is out there from Niantic River Woodcrafting. Hi, Crid. He said, I had a hybrid Lincoln for 6 years, 40 miles per gallon, no issues at all. Sad to had to trade it in. Yeah.
Jeff Walsma he has a question for us all.
Okay, go ahead. What's the question?
We don't know yet.
He says, hey, question for you all. We're waiting for the question.
Okay.
What is the best way?
Go ahead.
What is the best way to dry out wood for cutting rounds?
Oh, good question. I want to know that.
Put it in a place that you can control the climate. You need low humidity. You want it to lay out as flat as possible, as you can, and you need what you call stickers that go in between each piece. So what you're going to do is, let's say it's a 2x4. You're going to lay stickers down so it'll be off the concrete. You're going to put a 2x4 on it. You're going to lay stickers, and you need the stickers to be at least a half an inch thick so that the air can transform between the two pieces. You're going to put stickers underneath that, put a 2x4, stickers, 2x4, stickers, 2x4, stickers, 2x4, until you can get it up as high without it falling over as you can. And just keep it, a fan blowing on it will actually
He's talking about rounds.
I know, but he's got to figure out a way to be able to lay them and stack them.
If you're only going to do one or two, you can stick it in the oven.
Well, yeah. Or was he talking about rounds for cutting, for as far as
for cutting rounds?
Turning?
I think he's talking just to cut pieces of wood.
Really, for cutting rounds.
Like, if you have to cut,
Really, for cutting rounds.
like, if you have to cut a
Do what?
Right? Rounds.
He says wood
Round.
wood
I
for
don't know.
cutting
Well, I guess
Why
what
rounds.
don't you
I'm
tell
saying
us
is
what
that-
kind of, Jeff, why don't you tell us what kind of rounds you're talking
Yeah,
about?
rounds. I thought he meant like partial round wood planks.
Are
I
you
thought
doing
he
like?
was talking about
are you-
like, when they
Stop.
slice, when
Yeah.
they slice a log.
Are they cutting rounds for turning?
Tree plate.
Tree plates. Or wait, that's wicked
Oh,
humidifier.
Yeah, are they? You got rounds and you want to do them and you want to turn them. Is that what you're talking about, Jeff?
Yeah.
Are you doing bowls? Yeah.
Doing bowls?
I thought he was talking
No, he's-
about stuff like this.
Here, hold on.
That's
This
what
is
I thought he was
exactly-
talking about.
No,
Is
that is
those
what
right
he's
there.
talking about.
That's
Yeah,
what I
Dixon,
thought
that's
he
what
was
I
talking
thought
about.
too.
Yeah, and I let it do what it wants to do, and that gives it character. See the big crack?
Yep. Then you can put a bow tie across it to stabilize it.
No, he says I have 8 and 10-inch around maple tree branches.
Oh,
Cut.
he's talking about slicing. Oh, then you're right, Russ. He's talking about stacking up like the round branches, 8 or 10.
Yeah,
of them.
if you're talking about that, you just got to stack them up and put air so the air can circulate around. Even if you're talking about the rounds. Now,
And-
if you've
and
only
paint-
got 2 or 3
paint-
rounds,
Paint
you can
the
stick
ends.
them in the oven and turn your oven on low, like 200, 200, 225 degrees. Leave them in there for a while, turn it off, and recycle it to 225 and turn them off. But that's still going to take 2 or 3 days. A round for a turning blank, to turn a bowl, actually, if you put it up, sometimes takes 6 months to a year to dry out.
It's a year
you
for
turn it.
each inch of thickness.
Yeah. There you go.
And
It's
then
a year for each
If you're
inch.
talking like logs and that, you want to make sure you seal the ends with latex paint or something.
That's another thing. You got to seal the ends to keep them from splitting so bad. But we had a guy come in from a lumber company, and at one of our the Lakeland Woodworking Club, which I'm a member, and he was telling us about the best way to dry out wood like that, and that is like lay a piece down, put little pieces between it, stack it, and then lay a next row next to it, and then put a fan on it. He said something about a dehumidifier. Then yes, put a dehumidifier in the room, anything. But still, you're still talking about, it's not going to dry overnight. You could be talking about 2 or 3 or 4, 5, 6 months before this stuff dries out. So actually what you would need to do is get one of those moisture meters so that you can read the moisture content of the boards and check a few of them along to see how they're doing. I think you need the moisture content down around 6 to 8%. Usually in the lumber, like if you go buy a 2x4 at Home Depot, depending now, it can run at the lowest be on 6%, at the highest be around 9 or 10%. But they kiln dry them down between 6 and 8%. But you got to realize they transport them to Home Depot. They put them in, they sit out there for a while before they pick them up on a forklift and stick them inside in the air conditioning, so they gain some moisture.
I know
What
that,
about paper bags?
I was going to say,
You can put your blanks in paper bags. There's people that put their blanks in paper bags and put sawdust in there with them.
yeah, that's
Or
what
shit,
Ken Moon
it's
does.
for
He
the
uses
moisture.
a plastic bin and puts sawdust in it and puts his green turning bowls in there and then fills it
Yep.
up with sawdust and lets it sit for a
Yeah,
year.
put the
or
lid
so.
on it and just stick it off the side and let it sit. Some people on turning actually will take the blank that's wet and carve into it to make the basic shape of a bowl to get rid of some of that excess wood that's already going to come out, and then put it in a garbage bag or paper bag or bin and throw the sawdust in it and let that work. Because you're actually taking some of the wood away, so it's not so much to dry out. But still, I was talking to Rob that lives in Atlanta, Rob Austin, and he does a lot of turning. He showed me one time when I went and visited the Taj Mahal of all woodworking shops. This thing is like, just awesome, air conditioned. I mean, It's as big as my house. His shop is.
It's huge.
But he would take those bowls and turn them and then put them in the paper bags and put the shavings in there. And he had showed me some that had been there 6-8 months, and they weren't ready to, what he was dry enough to turn.
Aussie Man says straight from the tree, he seals the ends with wax and then buries them in cat litter for 2 months.
Cat crystals.
Cat crystals, yeah.
Now, cat litter is actually, it is good for, it's a decadent, how you want to call it?
Desiccant.
Yeah, desiccant. And also, cat litter is great for absorbing oil.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we used to keep cat litter on our fire trucks, so if we had a wreck and there was oil all over the place, we'd throw the cat litter down and it absorbed the oil. So, and cat litter is cheaper than that oil stuff you buy from those companies that's supposed to absorb the oil.
Yeah,
Oil dry. Oil dry.
Yeah,
Yep.
cat litter does the same thing, and it's a whole heck of a lot cheaper.
I saw today or yesterday on Facebook about some guys in my wood turning thing that I'm in. We're talking about it, taking either an old freezer or a refrigerator.
Yep.
And you put your stuff in there and then put some kind of really low wattage heater in the bottom of it and just let it slowly dry the wood out.
The low wattage heater you want to use here in Florida, we use them a lot because within 3 feet of me, I have my gun cabinet sitting over there with my rifles and shotguns and stuff. But what you want to do is they make what they call a gun cabinet heater. It's a little tube. It's about 3/4 of an inch in diameter, and it's probably 16 inches long, and it puts out a real low temperature heat. And what you could do is put 1 or 2 of them in there, and that's what it does. Is it keeps you plug them into it's almost like an aquarium heater. It reminds me of the old aquarium heaters, but they're solid steel. And anyway, that thing sits in there, and it puts out a low temperature, heats the gun cabinet to help shove out the humidity. So, but they make them. You type in, gun cabinet heater, and you'll see them. They're probably about 12, 16 inches long. I think you can buy different sizes, and you throw them in there with your guns and plug them in, and they keep it all nice and dry for you. You can put damp rid in there. Damp rid for closets and stuff. You can put damp rid in there. You can there's a numerous amount of things that you can put in there. I like the ones I bought for my PLA filament, Dixon. They're these little tin cans, and they have air openings in them, and then they have the desiccant beads in them, right?
Yep.
And then you pick it up and look through the air vents, and if the beads are like a dark blue, there's orange when you get them. And if they're a dark blue, you take the little tins and put them in your oven and turn it on to 200 degrees and let it sit. And you check them every once in a while. When they turn orange again, they're dried out, and you put them right back into where you had them. I found them on Amazon. So you can they're rechargeable. You can reuse these over and over and over. And what I did was I took coolers and put my filament in the coolers and put these tins in there with them. I got my filaments down to I checked one of the coolers the other day. It was like 16% humidity inside that cooler. So that's pretty doggone dry, 16%.
Okay.
Any other cabinets? Aussie Man says, line your gun cabinet with wood rust. That really helps with humidity and rust prevention. I understand what you're saying. I've heard that, but I just I don't like the idea. It's a metal gun cabinet. I usually I have one of those heaters in there, and then I have several other bags of desiccant in there to help keep things dry. I've had the full blown since I bought that Big Mac Daddy laser. I run the dehumidifier at night and the air conditioner all day. So I'm anxious to see what my electric bill is going to be.
You may be selling everything to pay the electric bill.
Yeah. But I have it. One thing great about it is if I'm in there during the day, it's air conditioning, so I don't have to worry about it. So I like that. And then at night, I turn the air conditioner off and turn the dehumidifier on. And now it's plumbed to the outside. Before I had it plumbed, it has a 5-gallon container. I could turn that thing on at 6 o'clock at night and go out there at 6:30, 7 o'clock the next morning. It'd be off and have a full 5 gallons of water in it. Yeah. So you're talking about 12 hours it ran, and in 12 hours it pulled 5 gallons of water. And that shop is as good as a home, insulated and sealed. And it still pulls that much water out of it. So that's the reason, hey, if you live in Florida, go out there to your air conditioner on the side of your house and watch that little white tube that sticks out. It runs all day long continuously. Matter of fact, if you could put a 5-gallon bucket below that tube and collect the water and put a pump in it, you could water your whole house or your garden with it. So much water it pulls out. So
I'm not having as big a problem with humidity in the shop as I was afraid of. So I've also got 2 fans moving the air around in there too.
if you're in there, like you said, you have air. That's another thing that will stop humidity from being as bad as air movement.
Right.
But yeah, if you're in there with the fans all day, then yeah, you won't have as much problem.
I put one in a corner opposite each other, so they left and right.
I took my table saw, even though I was put wax on it, I found the best thing that if I was going to go for 2 or 3 or 4 days that I knew I was going to be in the shop or working on it, I would take. I bought some old sheets from Walmart. You know, $3 or $4 or $5 for a full sheet and I would just throw a sheet over the top of it also. Yeah. That seemed to help keep the moisture off of it.
It gets so hot in Florida,
but not as bad as I expected.
It gets what, Dixon?
It gets so hot in Florida that the popcorn in the garden popped. The cows thought it was snowing and froze to death.
But they'll be here all week, folks.
Frenzy Wicked Truth said, "Ooh, mold." That was back, I guess, when we were talking about.
She don't like mold.
Yeah, no one does. It's not a good thing.
Actually, somebody said mold with paper bags. No, that's not an issue. I have a bunch of friends that use paper bags to cover wooden bowls when they're drying them. Like I said, Ken Moon does that. He'll cut one down and put it in a paper bag. See, the difference between plastic and paper is the paper will actually breathe. Okay, the plastic will hold the humidity inside; it can't get out.
Yeah.
Even though you're putting that sawdust in there to help to collect the humidity can't go anywhere. Okay, the paper will allow it to breathe, so you really don't have that problem. I know a lot of people that use paper bags, sawdust, and the wood shavings, put it in there and set it up on a shelf and leave it for 6 months.
In case people don't know, paper bags come from wood.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, think they grow on trees. Come on.
Lynn handed a wood sign, said goodnight. Oh, Chris was leaving. Bye, Chris. Who was Chris? Which Chris? This Chris is still here. So what Chris?
Chris Nealon was
leaving.
Wood.
The Dad Cave? Who's that?
Frenzy Wicked Truth said tree plates. Yeah. You can make some nice looking plates out of and you can actually eat off those things. If you put olive oil and beeswax on them to seal them, you can actually eat off them and wash them.
Alex has a question. He said, what about the opposite problem? How do you preserve wood from drying for carvings?
Wood from drying for carving? Well, if you live in Florida, you won't have that problem. So, well, I actually don't know, other than the fact that I wouldn't put it in anywhere that's climate controlled. That's for dang sure. Yeah, I don't know how you prevent it from drying. Hey, put it in a plastic bag, but then you're looking for mold for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure to how to preserve it. Wood, if you seal the ends of it and you leave it in a solid log form, so to speak, and you don't put it in a dry place, or you don't try to make it dry, it should maintain a lot of that humidity or moisture inside of it for years. I don't think it would dry out like that. Now, if you're talking about cutting it down to pieces that are 2 or 3 inches in diameter by maybe a foot long that you can carve out of, yeah, then you're going to probably have a problem. Yeah, you're probably going to have a problem, because once you cut it open like that and expose it to the air, it's going, okay, let's put it this way. It's going to acclimate itself to its environment.
Right.
So if you have a dry environment, it's going to acclimate itself to be dry. If you have a wet environment, it's going to acclimate itself to be wet. On all your flooring that you buy, that you bring home, that you're wanting to lay down, especially solid wood flooring, they will tell you, you need to take it to your house. They need to deliver it to you. They need to stack it up inside your house, and they need to leave it there for 2 to 3 weeks before they put it down. It needs to acclimate itself to the environment before they lay it. If they came in and laid it the same day and it's really got a lot of humidity in it, you're asking for nothing but problems. So any flooring manufacturer will tell you it needs to go to your house and lay there in the floor for a while to acclimate itself.
Usually a week or two will do it.
Do what?
Usually a week or two, depending on where you are.
Yeah, well, it's a period of time. I may have exaggerated about the time, but yes, it's a period of time that it means to go in there and sit there and acclimate itself to your environment. Appalachian Heritage Woodshop says you want a molecular weight of 750 to 1,000. All right, explain that to me. Because I don't quite, I mean, I go by testing the wood with a moisture meter. In Florida, and we were talking about the other day when that guy said you like to get it down to 6 to 8%, and he said in reality, in Florida, you're lucky if you can get it down to 10%.
Really?
So, but here's the thing. Yeah, but here's the thing. Okay, that you probably wouldn't think about, but here's the spiel on, and I learned a lot of information from this guy on our woodworking club meeting. So you buy some wood and you can't get it down to the 6 or 8, but you can get it to let's say 8 or 9%, right? And you put it in and you build something out of it and you put it in your home. Well, you live in Florida, okay? Your average humidity of a home, you're lucky to get it down with air conditioning to 50% or around 50%, okay? And especially in Florida, with our humidity the way it is, the air conditioner is working its butt off to get that humidity down. So that's not too bad, especially when you put it in the climate control. And if you build it right with the right joints that can move, you won't have any problem. But now, that being said, take that piece of furniture and build it and ship it to Arizona. Yeah, where they have humidity that is like 20% on a norm outside. Now you see what's going to happen? It gets there out there to Arizona. You had it down to 10% here, you know, and guess what's going to happen out in Arizona? It's going to dry and it's going to crack because it's going to lose a ton of humidity when it goes out there. So you actually need to think about the environment that you live in when you're building something as to what the actual percentage of humidity is inside the wood when you build it. So it's not a bad thing in Florida for the humidity. You just build something that with wood that corresponds it to it. You keep it in that same kind of environment in your homes, and you won't have any problems with it. It's when you pack it up and move to Arizona or Nevada, Las Vegas. Somebody look up and see what the relative humidity throughout the year is in Las Vegas, Nevada.
I don't know. Braxton Worthland made me a bowl, and I thought it was going to crack maybe 2. But he made me this little bowl. And
It never cracked?
Nope, never cracked. Look at that thing, though.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Perfect.
Braxton does some awesome work.
Braxton is just, Braxton, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Right now,
No cracks in that at all.
What's on the bottom of that?
It says, well, he signed it. It's a Wood Turners Association podcast patron.
Oh, cool.
Bowl. Yeah. I wish they'd do more podcasts. That was like my favorite one to listen to. That and Reclaimed Audio, but those guys stopped doing it a week or 2 ago. They're not going to do any more episodes. I'd like to try to get Phil Pinsky on here because we
I want to have Braxton back on here. All right, let's go back. So you want a molecular weight of 750 to 1,000. PEG, ethylene glycol. Okay, why are we talking about ethylene glycol?
PEG, because that's what you want to have.
What do you mean?
Well, that's what he mentioned. That's
so the ethylene glycol will actually pull the moisture out? There's not.
It draws some. Yeah, it'll pull the water out.
It draws the moisture.
Yeah, must. Yeah.
You should just put salt on it.
There you go.
If you're worried about equalizing osmotic pressure, just dump it in salt.
By the way, the Las Vegas average humidity is 24.7.
4.7.
What is it?
24.7 is average. Right now it's like 106 degrees and 9%.
24.7. Okay.
Yeah. Average.
Okay. When I woke up this morning, because I have not actually a weather station, but I have thermometers out and about in different places. Like I have one in my shop, one in my small air conditioning shop, one on my back porch, one on the front porch that tells me the temperature and the humidity where they are. When I woke up this morning on my back porch, it was 78 degrees with 96% humidity.
Yeah, in your area, it's like 77% average.
Yeah. So look at the difference. I have 96 and he has an average, just say, I know it's not 96, and he has like 24%. Wow.
24% average, yes.
Yeah, that's.
And right now it's like at 8, 9, something like that.
It's 96 here today, man.
With 106 degrees.
All right, so what he says is molecular weight of PEG needs to be around 750 to 1,000 to displace the water in wet wood and stabilize the wood. Okay, now I got you. It displaces the water. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. Aussie Man says the humidity in our far north can be 90% at woodworkers' night. Yeah, we have that problem here in the summertime when it's pouring down rain. Like I said, it was 96 on my back porch and 91 on my front porch this morning. I don't know what the difference was between how one loses 5 or 6%, and then in my shop, the big shop that's not really climate controlled, that was at 81%. I mean, it's closed in, but it's fully not exposed, but still that was at 81%. And then my shop where the dehumidifier had run all night long last night, where the laser and the CNC and the 3D printers and everything is, when I woke up this morning, it was at 48% with a dehumidifier running all night long. I can keep that climate controlled between 45 to 50, give or take a few percentage, 45 to 50% humidity. I can't get it any lower than 45.
That's all, though. I mean, I got around here In the summer,
I
we
can't
know
get-
it's going to be.
I got it.
humid,
I
but-
can run the dehumidifier and the air conditioner at the same time, and it still won't draw it lower than 45%. My house runs in the average between 45 to 50% with the air conditioner going. I have three humidity percentage things in the house. I've got one in the hallway above the thermostat. I've got one in our bedroom, and I got one in the back end of the house. And all three usually run around 45, 48, 50% humidity. Now, if it's raining, you can flat out bet it's 50%. They know you and you can't get it any lower. On a dry day in the summertime, I can get it down to 45.
When for a long time here, we didn't have central air, and then we finally got enough money to put one in if we did it ourselves. So I bought the tubing kit, the A coil. I moved the furnace downstairs and put the compressor in, wired it and everything. And then one of my buddies came over because he had the vacuum pump. He's an HVAC guy. So he soldered all the fittings on the A coil and turned the thing on. And I'm like, because I go all over the place for work, I was like in Wisconsin or something. And she called up and said, hey, they turned the air conditioner on. I go, did they put a drain on the pan? She goes, I don't think so. Man, I got home and it was sucking all the humidity out of the house that had been there for years and years. I got home and there was water all over my furnace. I mean, it was just, it was soaked. My God, I just could not believe the amount of humidity that thing took out of the
And that's
the air
another
right
thing
away.
you have to realize. When you turn on a humidifier or all right, let's say that you, let's say the power goes out, like we have down here in the with a hurricane for 3 or 4 or 5 days. Okay, so you have no AC, you're running fans and stuff and everything for 3 or 4 or 5 days here in Florida, and so all of a sudden the power comes back on. Okay, now let me explain to you what's fixing to happen once that air conditioner kicks on. All right, first thing is the walls, the couch, the TV stand, the floor, the ceiling, the walls, everything is at temperature. Like let's say it's 90 degrees temperature. Everything in that house is 90 degrees, okay? So it's not just cooling the air. It's having to cool every single thing in that house down to whatever you set it at, okay? And then you have to look at, now the refrigerator kicks on. Well, the refrigerator creates heat, okay? So now the air conditioner is having to battle the heat from the refrigerator. And any other appliance, when you turn your TV on now, we're lucky with LEDs and LCDs TVs, they don't generate like heat like the old tube TVs in the olden days. Because those things, ever held your hand over the back of a tube TV?
Yep.
You can feel the heat off of those. You don't feel so much in the newer ones. So my point is it takes a while. And now everything in that house that's 90 degrees is also up there around 80 or 90% humidity. So it's your air conditioner is having to dry everything out and reduce the temperature and also pull the humidity out of everything once it comes back on. So that you sit there and say, how come it's not cooling all that much? Well, it takes a while to get that sucker cooled down. It's actually easier to heat a house up north with a heater than it is to cool a house down here with an air conditioner in the middle of summertime like that.
Well, and for us also, like downstairs here where my office is at, it's probably 10 or 15 degrees colder down here than it is upstairs. I can go upstairs and go, God, it's hot up here, you know?
Yeah.
When the air conditioner's cranking, and in here I've got to block the vents off because it gets so cold.
It gets so cold, yeah.
Really super uncomfortable. And I've got to sit in this room for 8 hours a day for work. And God, it gets so cold in here. Get raise penguins in here.
Alex, AFANASYEV, Alfonsi.
Afantsiev.
Afonso. He says I gave up reducing the humidity with the AC and dehumidifier. You barely can get it to 55%. Yeah, see.
Russ, it's 9 o'clock. You still got to give away the plans.
Yes.
Oh, we're giving something away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where were you at when the lights went out?
Thanks to Appalachian.
Yes. Oh,
such a cool
okay.
show.
We got to figure out how we're going to do this.
Brenda, you have your random number generator there.
Come on, Brenda.
You've got a 36 person span to work with tonight.
Pick a number from A to
All right,
Z.
how do I do this, Brenda? I tell them that I pick a number
Pick a
between.
number from A to F, right, Dixon?
Yeah, pick a number from A to Z.
You got
All right,
36
come on, give me a
people
break. I gotta hear what Brenda has to say. How do we do this, Brenda?
You got 36 people watching, so like
Well, now that doesn't include. That's just here. That doesn't include the other two places. So let's add another 10 to that. It might not be that much, but so 56. All right, so 56 people watching.
okay. So you pick a number between, say, 25 and 75, or 25 and 80.
All right, between 25 and 80. All right. So we want them to pick a number between 25 and 8. Don't start picking now, because if you do, you're automatically disqualified.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Nobody wants
Anybody that posts a number right now while we're still talking about it until I say, okay, you can go, is automatically disqualified.
And get off my lawn.
So far, they're good.
Because we're just trying to hash this out. So that y'all out there are going to pick a number between 25 and 80.
Don't do it yet.
Okay, not yet. Not yet. Not until I say go. And I haven't said go yet. This is just a test.
Well, you just did say go.
Oh, I know.
Not until he says the magic word.
All right.
Do you
I'm going
Do you want to give a bonus with it? See, that's what I do. If they can guess how many capital letters. I put in that
Dixon
word.
picks T. Dixon's the winner with T.
We can give a bonus. Yes, let's give a bonus.
Okay, so you write out whatever number it is.
I'll give if you have a PayPal account, I will give you a bonus. Not only you get the plans, you get $20.
Okay, so you write down in letters whatever number it is that you want, and then you capitalize some letters in that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when they pick the number.
So in other words, the first number is 25. So if I was to write out 25 and put like the first letter is a capital T, a capital W, just a few letters in there as capitals, and they guess exactly how many capital letters in there, they get the bonus.
That's right.
Okay. All right. So I already got a number picked. It's between, the numbers are going to be between 25 and 80.
Okay.
I'm going to type this in the
suspense. I love it. Drum roll.
Yes.
We can do it too, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you already picked T. You
all
already
right.
did.
Y'all can,
already did
y'all can do it too. I just won't give you.
Yeah, don't tell us
I was
what
going
the
to
number
post it in here so y'all would know what to help me look for.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
But
we don't have to be on it.
do y'all want to play or not?
No, it's just
No, that's fine.
okay.
Let
Everybody out there.
All right,
Yeah,
so I'm
this
going
is better
to type,
for the
I'm
chat.
going to type in the letter in our private chat what I have picked so y'all can help me look for this letter. That's what I was hoping y'all would do.
Yeah.
If you need the $20 that bad, I'll send it to you.
No, we win just by being
well,
on
hey,
your
now
show,
that
Russ.
you put it, Russ,
I
we're
could use
gonna
more.
give you $25.
All right, here is the.
You didn't hear
here's
what
the
I said,
letter.
Russ. I said we win just by being on the show.
That's right.
Yeah.
Nobody likes to suck up, Paul. Nobody likes to suck up.
Suck up.
No time first.
So when you write your number in the chat, you will put what number you think you picked and then a slash and then how many capital letters he's put in the word that he wrote down.
Okay. Can you say the range again, because Jim Dockrell just came back in?
25 to 80.
80.
And I've got to protect
All right,
my
here,
brother
let
too.
me pick. Let me write this down. All right. Let me show you how this is going to work. I can't use the paper I've got because it has the number on it.
It has the number on it.
Oh, and by the way, this is the one I'm sending to y'all.
Okay. The number is. I'm not going to say it. You think I was going to say it?
It's close to
All
what
right.
I was thinking.
The
Bill. It's
numbers
funny.
go from 25 to 80. All right.
Yeah, no, I
And
just.
you have to write the number out with capital letters and small letters, but I'm not going to tell you where they are in the letter. So in other words, if I was to pick 32, let's just say 32 is the number. You're going to write out 32 and you're going to try to guess.
We're going to try to guess what?
You're going to try to guess how many capital letters that I have put in there.
I'm guessing
See?
4.
So,
Well, I would say one.
This one would actually have 1, 2, 3, 4. And all the rest are lowercase. So you would write out the letter with capital letters in it. So if you wrote down that 32 out there in the chat, like the way I have put it, and there are actually 4 capital letters in yours, and then you would win. The bonus, $20.
Oh my God.
This is really
Now,
tough.
they don't have to have it written exactly the way I have to have it. They just have to say that there's 4 capital letters in there, right?
Yep. They're going to pick 2 numbers. Yep.
Yeah.
2 numbers
So they
gotta
write
pick.
down 32, and how do they write it down? 32 and 4.
Yeah, it would be like
It doesn't matter how
slash
many
4.
letters.
Yeah.
No,
So
it's
you would write. This would be the way you would write it down to guess. It would be 32 and 4.
There you go.
32 and 4.
Okay, now that was your example.
Yep.
That was your example.
I
Else all
have
but disappeared.
the magical
All right,
eyes.
so does everybody
It's Oz.
understand how this thing works? All right.
I got it.
I have no idea.
Nick, Chris Nealon put 32 and 4.
Al, you were floating
There's
ahead.
always got to be one of them in the crowd.
I am great and powerful Oz.
Okay, Russ,
All right,
whenever
so
you're
here
ready.
we go.
All right, let's
On
go.
your march, get set, go. Aussie Man says 42 and 2. Nope, that's not it.
No.
48 and 3.
48 et 3.
73 and 4. That's not it.
9 et 2. 50 et 3. 63. Or 73.
Keep going, folks. Keep going. Keep going. No one's
Not
picked it
yet.
Keep going.
Chris Nealon says I quit.
Don't quit, Chris.
This is
How
actually
many
this.
capital letters in there, Chris?
This is actually has a lot of odds. It's going to
It
take. a while.
does. It does.
I
I got a
know.
lot of odds to get this right.
All right, listen. I think that's too many letters. Let's,
Yeah, I think so too. But
Well,
let's
with that
narrow it
bonus
down to
thing-
let's say between 25 and 60.
Yeah, that'll help.
80-4.
All right,
Between
reset.
25 and 60.
25 and 60.
25 and 60. So we took 20 numbers out of the out of it.
No, the odds are
Oh,
a
we're
million
getting
to one.
some warm ones. We're getting some warm ones.
Michel a 56.
Yep, we're getting warmer.
What was
Keep
it?
going in that general area. Nope,
It's
too high,
in our inside chat.
too low.
Them hints, they should have took them.
Getting really warm.
Yeah, there was a few people.
Oh, getting really, really warm.
We got a winner.
You got a winner.
We got a winner.
No bonus, but a winner.
He didn't
Right.
win the bonus, but Leonard Davis picked 47 and 3. The actual number was 47.
And Leonard was going to leave too.
Yep. So, Leonard, you did not win the $20 bonus prize, but you did win the set of plans.
Yeah.
Yahoo! Good for him.
Not just
Y'all
any
quit
plans.
posting numbers now. We got a winner.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, guys.
They want the other one. They want the other one.
I like. How did you think of that? How to do that, Brenda? That was pretty cool.
Well, we started out with just a number. And
Right.
then when I was writing things down, I found out that Matt got really aggravated when I would capitalize just odd letters in a word. It would just push him over the brink. He was ready to pull his hair out. So I said, well, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll just make a game out of this where if they can guess how many capital letters that I put in the word and they get the number right, then they get a bonus. And so we've been doing it that way ever since, and it's kind of been a hit. Everybody really enjoys it. So, and it just aggravates the fire out of Matt.
I watch a lot of. Actually, I won one of your shows.
Yep.
Or one of the giveaways doing that. Gerald is here. He said the Appalachian Heritage Woodshop. He said tell him to contact me for the details on which plans to he wants. If you can't do that, it was Leonard, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Leonard, just send me an email with all your information to, you can get a hold of Gerald if you want to. That's not a problem. But if you can't get a hold of him or you want to do a secondary, and I will relay the information to him. So either way, try to get a hold of Gerald on your own. And if not, give me an email at contest. Appalachian. He says he just contacted Leonard versus Facebook. So there you go. It's covered. It's covered. Yeah. Aussie Man says, "What the hell? I guess the answer to life in the universe and everything else is not 42."
It was not 42. It was not.
Everyone knows the answer to life in the universe is 69.
Al, what the hell are you doing in my shop?
Oh, I got caught. Oh, my God.
Actually, let me tell you how much things have changed in that shop since I moved into here. First off, that laser is huge. Did I say
huge? Huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
Right. So
it's bigger
where
than
Al is sitting right now, that's behind him does no longer exist.
What, that right there?
Yeah, the whole workbench is gone.
Oh,
that was a workbench.
What are you going to do if one of the kids got to move back in?
That's
Guess
my
what?
fear all the time.
Guess what? Surprise! Yeah, that bench is gone because that bench stuck out about 28 inches from the wall, and I needed that 28 inches to put the laser back in. See on your put your finger up and point in one way or another.
Which finger?
Preferably this one.
Index finger. Al.
All right, now go to that way. Keep going that way. No, yep, not that. No. Keep going that way. No, to the left or right, not behind you.
You're left, Al. There you go.
All right, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. See, that's a metal shelf.
Yeah, right there.
That right there is a metal shelving, right? That stayed in position. So everything from that metal shelf, now point the other direction. All keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. About 2 foot beyond that TV screen is a wall. So everything in between that is gone. And the laser sits, so the laser sits right there behind where you're at.
Keep going all the way to the edge. Okay, now there's.
I kind of like which finger.
Back to that, are we?
Anyway, so yeah,
Al is
so
the
all that's
talking head.
gone. I tore all that out, so I needed that 28 because the new laser actually stuck out way out into the shop, and there was just no way it could stay there. Well, my son lived with me for 4 years, so I haven't used that workbench in 4 years. I actually got a way around it and built benches out in the other shop to be able to use, right? So that's where I did my show from. And where the picture Al is showing you right now. So when I put the laser in there, I'm like, I gotta have. I know.
Can we stop for a second? He's got to get a body, or I'm not going to be able to last for the rest of the show.
He's melted in the chair.
Frenzy Wicked Truth said max headroom. Remember that max headroom one?
Yeah.
Exactly.
So anyway, so I went back and tore all that workbench out. Now you have to realize behind that black curtain was a whole bunch of boxed up crap.
Oh,
There you go, Max headroom.
There's Max Headroom.
Max
And
headroom.
who would have a Max Headroom poster but Al?
That's
right. Yeah, really.
That's right.
So anyway, so I tore all that out, and I actually put the laser back up against the wall, and that's how I did it. So,
eventually, Russ, you've got to have to do a video tour of the shop because you're always getting new stuff, always jamming new things in there. People want to see how big this place really is.
Like Paul says, it's all in the angle of the camera.
Exactly.
yeah.
Yep,
It's not a big shop. That shop that I'm in with the lasers that is air conditioning and humidity controlled is it's 20 by 28, I believe it is. Yeah, so you can fit a lot of stuff in there.
I'm just having a great time freaking him out.
It's a pretty good sized shop. I have the laser in there.
Like Paul says, it is all about the angle of the camera. I had a friend who finally came to our house and saw my old shop back in Massachusetts. It was only a one-car garage. It was like 10 by 20 or 12 by 20. And she was horrified how small it was because she had seen my videos. She's like, how do you do anything in here? I'm like, yeah, it looks so much bigger on video. Like, well, it's not. So.
Yeah, I have the CNC is in there, the little lasers in there, the refrigerators in there. Now it's not a big refrigerator; it's like an apartment of refrigerator. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then I have the 2 3D printing machines, and now the big lasers in there. Now anything that I want to keep from rusting. All my air tools, I would say all my electric tools, anything like that is really susceptible to rust is in there because it's climate controlled. Now, I can't put my table saw in there, so I have to take care of it to keep it from rusting. I can't put my bandsaw. I can't get, my chop saw. All that stuff is out in the other shop. My planer, my joiner, all that stuff is out in the other shop. Now, that's a big shop. That shop is
huge,
36 by 14. Yeah, that one's 36
Make it my mission to get up there and do a video.
Is it a shipping container?
The shop.
Yeah, that's 36. But now that, like I said, that has my electric miter box or chop saw, as people want to refer to it. That has my joiner, my planer, my drum sander, my bandsaw, my table saw, my router table, my 36-inch belt sander. All those big tools are out there in that shop.
Is it a shipping container?
No,
that's cool. No, wait.
It's bigger than a shipping container.
Yeah.
It's bigger than a shipping container. Yeah, it's a pretty good sized shop. That I wished I could close that in and make it climate controlled also, but we'll see. I thought about doing that, but
If you
that
quit
would be a
buying
major.
stuff, you could afford to.
Huh?
If you quit
Yeah.
buying stuff, you could afford to.
That's
my
it's
problem
not
with-
a problem of buying stuff to afford to. It's a problem of me being physically able to do it.
Well, your kids
My,
older.
You know, I've told you I haven't heard. I have an appointment with my doctor to go over the MRI readings, and so we can discuss on what we want the next plan is. But yeah, I can't physically do it. I would have to hire somebody to come in and do it. And
That's what you have
I'm
Yeah,
cheap.
don't you have some physically able children that can?
Right.
Well, they would probably come over and help me if I wanted to, but
Close Don't by.
that's a major undertaking to do that, to turn that into climate controlled. But then there also, as long as it's like it is, I don't have to pull a permit for it. If I fully enclose it and make it climate control, I will have to pull a permit for it.
Or work at night.
You just do it at night like we do. Yeah.
Or work at night. Yeah.
You just do it at night. Like that's what we do up here.
Yeah.
My problem is with making videos and stuff. I've got, let's see, 20 by, what's 40 minus 12? I hate to do math on the weekends. Whatever that is. So that's the size of my shop. But I've got, over the last like 5 or 6 years, my dad died. I got all his stuff. So that all went in there. My father-in-law died. I got all his stuff. That went in there. My brother-in-law died a couple of years ago. Everything is in there. I'm embarrassed as to how much stuff is in that garage that I just don't like to make videos. So when I was making the video for the whirligig thing, as I'm building it, I'm making videos of it. I discovered the fact that you can put the camera right on the bandsaw, and you can put the camera right on the table saw, and and nobody can see the mess all around it. So that's what I'm going to start doing from now on.
What you're. Who was it? Lynn's handcrafted wood sign says, "Russ, where's the outhouse? It's inside the house."
Yeah, you need a good outhouse.
Or unfortunately where I live, where I can actually walk out back and just let it all hang out.
Take a leaky.
You see, I left that.
Yeah. So anyway, but yeah, I had thought about doing that, and it still may happen in the future. I'm interested to see what I can and can't do, as far as when they tell me, once I see what the MRI has to say. I'm interested to see what that says. But I remodeled our bathroom. You remember the bathtub fiasco? Or I didn't remember.
No, we all remember that. Believe me.
Yes, I remodeled that by myself with my back in this condition. I mean,
did they give you a CD of your images?
No, they wasn't working at the time. They said that it would send the stuff to the doctor, and if I wanted one, all I had to do is contact them. But if my doctor's got it, that's all that matters.
I've got
put it online to where you can go in and read it.
It might be. They said something about that.
Oh, you don't want the report, man. You want to be Mr. Doctor yourself. So I've got these are all MRIs that I've had on my neck and my lower back.
I told you that the first one didn't make it, and I had to go back and do the second one.
Oh, did you really?
Jim Bashir's greatest hits.
Did I tell you?
Yeah,
Did I
it's
tell you all
great.
that? I said, did I tell you all that?
No, you didn't.
Yes, the first one didn't take. There was a problem. That's the reason I didn't get the CD that day. It should have been an indication. I had to go back and redo it.
Man, you could throw the images up here and I could tell you exactly what's wrong with it.
Yeah.
My doctor has taught me how to read. I've got a really cool doctor. He goes, no, this is this and this is that.
Jim Bashir's greatest hit and started singing author shit this really hurts.
But anyway, so we'll see how that works out. I thought about trying to get that other one closed in and put an AC in it, but right now it's not too bad because I've got this little thing down. Anything that I need to chop saw, table saw, band saw, drum sand, rider table, I do it first thing in the morning. In the morning, like I'll wake up in the morning, and it might be depending if it rained this afternoon, like late at night, just before dark. I'll wake up in the morning. The humidity be high, but it'll be like 76 degrees because the shower after dark cools things off. So I'll run out there in the morning. I'll run things through the table saw. I'll chop saw them. I'll run them through the router table and everything. I'll get it all done by 10 or 11 o'clock. And it's really not that bad. I mean, the humidity's high, but it's not that bad as far as temperature. And then what I do is move myself into the air conditioned part to do what I need to do. So that's how I work it. I just do anything that I need to do in the big part. I do it first thing in the morning and get it over with, then move into the air conditioning. And I'm trying to work myself down to where I'm not going to do any big projects anymore, especially until my back situation is corrected. Like I'm not going to build any more cabinets. I'm not going to build any more big items. Everything's going down to be small. I'm just going to, I've built cabinets. I've built all kinds of things and now it's just to the point it's going to be small items, probably just a little bit bigger than a bread box or something. It's not going to be huge anymore.
Well, Len out in the chat said he remodels for a living. You buy him a ticket, he'll come and work for you.
Cool.
There you go.
It's going to be all small, and actually, I don't care about getting back into that. I've built that stuff all my life. Now that I'm getting into the 3D printing and the lasering and the CNC, which that's my next step is to buy that CNC that I want. That runs about $8,000, by the way. The one that I want. So actually, I'm buying one that Laney. What was the one that Laney Shaughnessy?
Digital wood carvers.
Yeah, I'm getting the Mac Daddy digital wood carver. Is what I want.
Hey guys, that's actually. I'm glad you brought that up because I went out today, and I was going to try to cut that whirligig out on my CNC. Right. So I've got a Shapeoko 3 first generation. I go and load the new Carbide Create and the Carbide Motion software in. It doesn't work with anything over Gerbil or lower than Gerbil 1.0, so I can't use the new stuff. I've always wanted one that's 33 inches by 33 instead of the 16 by 14. And I'm looking at if I upgrade that thing, it's going to be probably $500 or $600, and to make it big, and it'll be a Gen whatever Shapeoko, and they're really good CNCs. I mean, Izzy gave me that thing to make videos with, and I started having surgeries. I just never got it. Should I spend? I'm just trying to decide whether should I spend money if I'm going to spend that much money to upgrade it, and it's going to be a really rock solid machine. Either do that or just look at another one.
Why spend $500 when you can spend thousands and get a new one?
There you go.
That's exactly what I'm thinking.
Wisdom.
Paul, but I don't,
the wisdom.
I like this. Lynn's handcrafted wood signs says, Russ, what does your wife need worth $8,000? Lynn, all I can say is apparently, and I don't mean this to be a smartass, and I'm really not trying to be. Yes, apparently you didn't hear what I have said in the past and in the beginning of the show. My wife and I have only been married for 17 years. She had 3 children. I had 4 when we got married. We combined everything. She had a home. She had a bank account. She had credit cards. She had a car. She had a job. She had her financial situation set up. Her husband got killed. She was single. She had her financial situation set up where she needed to be. She didn't need me. It was a matter we wanted to get married. So I'm in the same situation. I have 4 children. I work for the fire department, own a construction company. I am financially, I have my own credit cards, I have my own truck payments, I have my own house payment. I'm totally financially stable. Don't need anybody. So when we decided to get married, we made an agreement. I don't need your money, And actually, I have to go a little bit deeper into the agreement. What I told her is I will pay all the household bills. I'll pay the electric, the lights, or the electric, the water, the house payment, the house bills, right? And you buy all the groceries. Well, actually, when we sit down, because we had 7 children and we figured out what I was spending, what her spending was about the same exact amount every month. For me paying all the electric and water and everything, and then she paying all the food for all of us, right? They came out to be almost even. So we kept it that way for years, right? And then anything else is, if she wanted to go out tomorrow and buy a Corvette,
I'm married.
I don't care. She can go buy anything she wants to buy. I don't, because I'm not spending a dime on it. It's her money. It's her finances. It's her everything. She is, when I had my truck, she was not on my truck payment. She was not on the house. Now the house is paid for. When she bought her brand new Camaro, my name was not on her Camaro. It was all in her name, in her insurance and everything else. So therefore, I can buy anything within that I feel was in my budget, and she could care less. In the same aspect, she can buy anything that she wants that she feels within her budget, and she could care. She don't have to ask my permission. If I wanted to go out tomorrow and trade that truck in and buy a brand spanking new 2021 Dodge Ram for $100,000 and get whatever I could get out of that truck tomorrow, I could do it. She could care less. So,
what list did you find her on?
Does she have a sister?
Well, it only made common sense as to why do I have to ask you? But you have to realize I had been divorced. My first wife got killed, and I got married, and the second one didn't work out, and I had been divorced. I'd been single for 11 and a half years. Okay? I'd been single for 11 and a half years. I didn't want somebody to walk in and tell me what I could do. That wasn't going to work. And I told her that. You're not coming in. We're not getting married. You're going to sit there and tell me what I can do, because I've been doing whatever I wanted for 11 years. And that's how we came up to what we did. Her finances are hers, mine are mine, and they're still that way today. We haven't changed one thing. I could care less what she buys or what she spends on. It doesn't matter. So, and it's worked out good. It has actually solved so many problems in marriages. Because that's one of the big issues is finances. Can we afford this? Can we afford that? It's not a matter of can we, it's can I afford a brand new $6,000 to $8,000 CNC. Hey, I just bought a $4,000 laser. And she didn't say a word. She goes, how are you going to get that thing in the house? And I said, I don't know. Or in the shop. And so it took 3 of my sons and me to get it in there. Yep. So it's worked out really good. It solves a lot of our problems. So.
Anyways.
Lynn's handcrafted wood sign says, Russ, I've been married for over 30 years and she still gets almost every penny. Hey, I am financially independent. Yes, the house is paid for, my truck's paid for. I don't owe anything except any credit card bills that I incur. Right now, I owe like $2,500 to Amazon because I ordered a bunch of crap off of there. So, yeah, I'm pretty well financially independent.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh.
So,
I'll
So
get
does that
that. Take
mean
that
you're
20 from you
buying-
when I get my truck fixed.
do what?
So does
I'll
that
get
mean?
that 20 from you when I get my truck fixed.
Okay.
And does that mean you're buying lunch next time I'm down in Florida?
Sure.
And it's recorded too.
Yep.
Yeah, it's on. It's on. record,
Jim said financially independent. I wonder what site Russ found her on.
I have to
If you
tell
got
everybody that she's
two
not.
or three more minutes, I will tell you how my wife and I met.
I want to preface it though by knowing that she's not Russian, she's not
No,
Eastern
she's not
European,
Russian.
or she's not Asian. Okay.
No, she's Puerto Rican. Yeah, she's actually 100% Puerto Rican. I had lost my first wife in a car wreck and married the second wife, and it was a disaster. I got divorced and got my kids. I had my kids. Her first marriage was a disaster. Her second marriage, her husband got killed in a motorcycle accident. My daughter was her daughter's cheerleading coach. So they were sitting around talking one day, and my daughter Amber and her daughter Ashley said, "You know what? I think our parents ought to meet. I think it would be a good idea."
Yes.
So they arranged for us to go out to dinner, or go out one night. And so her mother was sitting there, and Ashley goes, "Man, you ought to get out of the house for a little while and do everything." And her mother said, "Yeah," but she goes, "I just don't like going into some of these places because all the guys are always hitting on you, wanting to take you home and everything. And I don't want to go home with anybody. I got a family, I got my kids and stuff." And she goes, "Well, I know somebody that will probably take you out because he feels the same way." And she goes, "Oh, really?" He goes, "Yeah, Amber's father." So lo and behold, Amber was talking to me and said, "Hey, I was talking to Ashley and her mother, Nancy." She goes, "Yeah, she likes to go out sometimes." So lo and behold, I called Nancy and said, "Hey, you feel like going out tomorrow night on Friday night?" And she goes, "Yes." So we went out on a date. And on our second date, we talked, and she goes, "Look," and she had just gotten over her husband getting killed. It was only like a year and a half. She'd only been a year and a half or so. And she goes, "I'm really not looking for anybody, just to, I just want to have a good time and everything." And I said, "Hey, no problem." I said, "I've been divorced for 11 and a half, at that time it was like 10 and a half or 11. I don't remember exactly. I said, "I've been divorced all these years and I ain't trying to get hooked up. I can care less." Well, lo and behold, we became friends. Our kids started playing together. We started doing things together. And next thing you know, 3 years later, we're married, and we've been married for 17 years. So, but we remain friends. We were friends for like 2 or 3 years, before we ever decided to get married. Another thing.
You say being friends helps.
Yeah. Well, another thing that we had to look at too. She had 3 kids. I had 4. Are the kids going to be compatible? Are there going to be knockdown drags out every time they are together or whatever? If you're mimicking me, Al, I'm going to slap you upside the head. But are they going to be compatible? Are they going to get along? So we wanted them to see each other and play around each other and do some stuff together. And I can honestly say you would not even know that they were not real brothers and sisters. So it all worked out. Everything worked out fantastic. I couldn't be happier. She has some fantastic, wonderful children. I love them as if they were my own. They produce some fantastic, wonderful grandkids. I love them as if they were in my own, so to speak. So we get along great.
Russ, I apologize. I was singing along to the song by David Lee Roth.
I thought you were like mimicking me.
Sure you were, Al.
I ain't got nobody. I'm just a gigolo is the name of the song.
Yeah.
I ain't got nobody. That's what I was singing.
I can see you don't have any body.
Yeah. But anyway, that's how it is. And so whenever I want a tool, I buy it. Now, when I say that, I know that I can financially afford it. You know, I can financially afford it.
So are you going to go, here's a laser for you, and a laser for you, and a laser for
I
you.
said I
and a
can
CNC
financially
for you.
afford it for my ass. I ain't buying your ass a laser.
I'm just waiting for that.
So no, but yeah. But we have a good time. We have a real good time. I get the longest I was married was before I met Nancy was 9.5 years. My first wife, we were married for 9.5 years, and she got killed in a car accident.
Ooh.
So that was the longest I've been married. So Nancy and I have well beat that. We've been married 17 years.
Jim's getting punched out.
Oh, did you hear about the Tampa Bay Lightning, the hockey team?
No.
It was like
Sadly, yes, I have.
yes, they went down to the wire. The last game, they pulled it off with 1 point win, and now they're going to the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Cool.
Yes,
No, I'll give him credit. It was a good game.
it was.
1-0.
It was a real good.
1-0
I didn't
win.
catch all of it, but I got to see toward the last of it, and yeah.
I just
Jim,
have a problem with hockey still being played in July.
Yeah. Jim, you've been married for 42 years?
Yeah, 42 years. Yeah.
Holy
We've been married
crap.
39.
Yeah, there's
I got
Paul. Paul's big
35.
time too.
How many
Married
married?
5
How many,
years.
Paul?
39.
39?
Well, it'll be 39 next Saturday.
Wow.
I met my wife in the cafeteria line at in high school at lunch. She was a cafeteria cashier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's only like 20 years older than you.
Yeah. Yeah. It was like really.
So Jim, you married the
You're
lunch
not
lady.
you're not supposed to go back to the high school after you graduate.
He married the lunch lady.
Yeah.
I got 35 years.
So my children were out there at the baby shower. My children standing there and talking about something, and I don't. The conversation went into about age, and Chad is now 32, and Chad was saying like, yeah, I can't just imagine what it's going to be like when I hit like 60 something. And I looked at him and I said, I can.
Yep.
And he goes, what do you mean? I said, I won't be here. And he looked at me for a second, and I said, think about it. I'm 62 in 30 years. That would make me 92. I don't think I'm going to live to be 92, so I won't be here. You know, don't think I'm going to be here. Hey, you never know. I might live to be the ripe old age of 92. I might be as old as Paul.
You should hear how Brenda.
You gotta be better carry yourself if you're going to live this long.
Brenda's got a story about her last 3 husbands.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know. How many husbands have you actually had? He said last 3. How many husbands have you had, Brenda?
3 so far.
3.
So far.
Yeah.
Now, she's been married 3 times. The first 2 died of mushroom poisoning. The third one died of a broken skull because he wouldn't eat his mushrooms.
Did you say? I'm not being smart, Alec.
Oh, sure you are.
One of your husbands? Did one of your husbands pass away? Did you say?
Yeah,
that?
the last one.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah.
Mushroom poisoning.
No, I thought one of them had passed away.
Oh, no, wait. The last one was a broken skull.
Because he wouldn't eat his damn poison mushroom.
He wouldn't eat his mushroom soup.
See, but
All
I
right.
get to date somebody and they get a little too serious with me. I say, well, I have been married 3 times. Actually, I'm widowed 3 times. First 2 died from eating poison mushrooms, and the third one died from a fractured skull because he wouldn't eat his mushrooms. You like mushrooms? That usually takes care of it right there.
All right. You know what time it is? It's 10:15.
That's not
We
the
went-
first time we've done this.
No, we went way over. All right. Rick,
Yeah.
we got to get out of here.
Yeah, we got to get fired up for Javi's show here in a
Yes.
few minutes.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Nostalgia Podcast. Tool guy.
Great
there's-
podcast.
Al has no body, and he only has his little hands that just stick out.
Jazz hands.
He has his little body.
Little shoulder, yeah, it looks like arms and a little shoulder, and that's
Yeah.
it, little body. the chair.
Looks like it's leather too.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's nice.
You sure
leather.
got a leathery
Where'd you
body
get the
there.
body picture to go in there? Oh, that's my chair. is what-
Yeah. He's got a leather
I thought
shirt
it
on.
kind of looked like he had arms.
Yeah,
but
it
I
does.
do
that's
have
the
arms.
chair.
I do have arms.
That is like weird, Al. I'd have to tell you, that's really
Little
weird.
dinosaur
Hey,
arms.
that's why I'm here. I bring the weird to the show. Hey,
All right. We got to get out of here. It's been great. I appreciate everybody being out there. Thank you. And I'm sorry if I did not get everybody's names called out this week that's been here, but we've been entertaining ourselves, actually. Had a good time. So
Nice.
thank you, Paul, Chris, Jim, Al, Dixon, and Brenda for being on tonight. I appreciate it. And thank all of y'all. James Parker, Aussie Man, Bill, Michelle Marcoux. Michelle Marcoux. I forgot. Yeah, he's been out there tonight. So great. Good to see you, Michelle. I'm sorry. When did you get here? Have you been here the whole time? Because I looked for your name earlier.
He's
Michelle.
been
Yeah,
here
he was
almost
here.
the whole evening.
He's been here the whole time?
Michelle
Oh, well, unfortunately, I somewhat let you slip through, but I won't before I leave.
You were distracted
Yeah.
by Al's floating head.
Lynn's
As we
Handcrafted
all
Wood
were.
Signs, Dan Inge from Dan Inge Woodworking, all y'all. I mean, Chris Nealon, was Jim Dockrell's been out there.
yep.
All y'all guys have been out there. Thank you so very much. I appreciate it. And if I missed you tonight, I'll get to you sooner or later. Just be patient. I'll call you out. So, and you know that you can do this number right here. I need to teach y'all that, by the way. And let me do this to Jim.
Drive by.
No, it's not going to let me do it because I'm on the master account right here. Let me see if I can do it over here.
That's Frenzy Wicked Truth's name for
Yeah,
Jim.
see if you type in @ and then type in their first name, it'll
It'll highlight. Yes.
I
it'll
think he tried this last week and it didn't work.
Yep. It's
The week
still not
before, I
working.
mean.
It
Yeah.
works for us, though, doesn't it?
Yeah,
It doesn't
it
work
works
for
sometimes.
It doesn't work for me.
Yeah, it works for us.
Yeah, it doesn't work for me. I guess because I'm the actual. Here, let me try one more. Let me try typing in A, and then let me try typing in Aussie.
You have to do 2 letters.
Oh, I was able to pull Aussie Man up.
because he's special.
Maybe it was because y'all were on the panel and I'm not able to pull y'all up. Yeah, see how I did that at Aussie Man?
At AU. Yeah.
Yeah, it highlights it. Yeah. No, what you need to do, Aussie Man, is type in at Simply Wooden Creations.
Well, actually, at Russ.
Russ.
No, is it Russ?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, no, they're both of them are on there. Yeah, both of them are on there. There's Simply Wood Creations. Sorry, I didn't think you had both accounts up. And there's that Russ Clarity.
Okay. Well, if you type it in like that, it should highlight the name
Oh,
so
shut
that
up.
we can see you better. Yeah. Yes, it's red too. Yeah. See, that's what it's supposed to be like.
Do me. Oh, do me. Do me. Oh,
So
oh,
if you'll
oh.
type in, if you have a question or whatever, and we're not paying you attention, then put that little @ symbol and direct it to Al or Jim or Paul or Chris or Brenda or Dixon, and they can see it. It'll pop up their name. It'll pop up red in their feed so they can see it, and then they'll be apt to see it more. So that's just letting you know what that little thing will help, because I know sometimes you feel like some people feel like they're being ignored, and I swear we're not trying to ignore anybody. We just don't do that.
I try and ignore Al sometimes.
Yeah, we're just trying to ignore Al.
So, but all y'all people out there mean a lot to me, and that's the reason I keep coming back every week and doing this show, is because y'all are out there. So if I lose y'all, guess what? I ain't doing the show. So I want to keep you entertained, and I want to keep you within, I want to make you I want you to be my friend. So I'm not trying to avoid you, or I'm not trying to ignore you, I promise. Somehow, some way, some people feel that, if they post something and I don't answer them, then I'm ignoring them. And that's just not true. Not true at all. Then they start claiming they hear crickets. Geez, I don't know where the damn crickets.
Miami.
You mean you don't pay the other people on the panel?
Yeah.
Miami.
All right. Bye, Emmy.
Bye.
Later, Emmy.
Bye. Is it your bedtime? Is your bedtime? Well, we're getting out
I
of here
sure hope
too.
so.
So, all right,
It's 9
we're going to
o'clock.
cut out of here.
Bedtime.
Yeah, we're going to cut out of here. And listen, if you're too darn busy to get out of your shop and make some sawdust, you're just too darn busy. Just give me sawdust, lots of sawdust all around me and everywhere. I like it flying all around my shop and even in my beard and hair. Good night, everybody. Thank you for
Night, y'all.
watching. And
Good night,
God bless.
everyone. Live long and prosper. And Chris,
And remember, you don't have to go home, but you can stay here.
Nope, you got to go. See you.
what he said. Yeah.
But